What's New About Love? And of the 6 directors, we have 3 of them with us. So if I could ask to come up, Mónica Santana Baptista, are you here?
Yes.
You are? Take a seat. Hugo Alves, Rory Santos. Now, before we start, I'll just, I think I'm getting this right. Mónica, you directed Rita.
Yes.
And Hugo directed Marco.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, Roy, is it Roy?
Rui, yeah.
Rui. Sorry. Rui directed Samuel. Right, okay, so we've got that straight. Now, looking at the credits there, we've got 1 producer, 1 director of photography, 1 sound engineer. So how did this project actually happen? Were you brought into it, or did you develop it as a group? How did the project happen?
We were sort of brought into the project by the producer. She already knew everyone, and she knew that we were all interested in doing this sort of stories. So, she was...
We're all friends.
Let me pass you. I'll use big voice, and then you can pass that around.
So yeah, we come from the same school, and we're all about the same age, so we already knew each other.
Right. So the producer actually developed the project specifically for you as a group?
The idea was to not to create, but to have a new generation of young people that is doing films in Portugal. And because it's very difficult to have some funds to cinema, we are all try with our shorts, and Rosa Films has this idea that we can join our straights and we can do a feature film with 6 people that just love cinema, that have studied cinema, and have different kinds of visions and thoughts about love. So it was this idea of have a new wave of Portuguese directors, with a younger blood, to express something about love, some small things, ordinary things of our days. It was this idea.
And so did you write your individual segments as well?
We work with Otávio, and we have our ideas. Some directors work harder with Otávio, others like me, I just wrote and just talked with Otávio and said I want this, okay.
And then how did that work in bringing it all together so that different characters appear in your characters appear in other people's stories?
Yes.
Who melded all that into
Otávio. Otávio helped us,
Well,
6 of us.
with a lot of discussion between the 6 of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting and
In
throwing.
everything. The script, the director of photography,
Well,
everything.
this is what I say, because obviously you've all got very different ways that you want to work and visions that you're putting across, but you're working more or less with the same crew
Yes.
each time. How did you find that? Because obviously it's got to mesh as a film, as a total film in its look. So how did you find there was you were restricted, that there were things you weren't able to do with your story because it didn't fit in with the film as a whole, or the way that the crew went?
Because we had such a tough pre-production, we had to decide loads of stuff before we went to shooting, So all those decisions, how far can I go, how far can he go, how far, all those decisions we had to make them before, obviously, but it was a really long process, probably longer than usual because it's 6 directors.
Yeah.
We have to choose. I have my idea to do handheld camera, and we have to choose operator, the director of photography, that do a good handheld camera. So it was a decision that I have to have with the 5 of the other directors, because of the light, and not just because of my handheld, but because of everything in the other films.
And something like, say, casting, which normally, obviously, did you, the sort of main characters in your segments, did you cast those, and then that you just hoped that that
Yes.
would work with other
Yes.
directors?
Yes. Yes.
Or were they given to you?
No, no.
No.
I choose my character, my actors. Yes.
Then it was simpler for some directors to work
Well, your
with the
section was
others.
very separate. We didn't really see any of the other characters in your section, did we?
Yeah, because of the story.
Yeah.
Samuel is separated from the band, so it's a bit different. But let's say that we overall some things were better for some directors, others for other directors. It was.
And you all found it. Why are the other three aren't here? They were fell out.
No, Hugo, the third one, I think it's the third one. He is just finished. The second one. Okay. He's just finishing a feature film, so he couldn't come. Patricia, I don't know exactly. Everyone is working, so.
As a group, do you feel this is something you want to carry on together? Not necessarily making the same film, but working together as a production, as almost a production company as a group,
If you want to, okay.
sort of supporting each other, or you
Yeah.
don't think that's it, we've done that, we're going to
I
go
was
separate
helping
ways?
Hugo make his film, feature film. I was helping him. I was like assistant director to him in this feature film, and
Yeah,
we
I
helped
was
each
the
other.
script girl.
Oh, right.
Roy, you had at least two different cameras, but did you
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
for your
Ah,
one?
from
For
the
your one,
museum.
but did you all use the same?
It's the same camera. It's
Panasonic.
an HVX 200 Panasonic,
Okay.
and I have also the HVX 100. It's a DV camera
Okay.
for the scenes between in the house, between Samuel and Bella.
Yeah. Thanks.
We actually, I'll slip this, this is the last day, and it's my real job, of course, director at Raindance, so I can mention it. We do training all through the year, and we actually have a lot of people from Portugal coming and training with us. It's one of our larger overseas groups. And I always ask them, I never see Portuguese films. I don't go beyond Manuel de Oliveira. I know nothing about Portuguese films. So do you feel, you said, it's difficult for young, he's 102 for those people who don't know, Manuel de Oliveira. Do you feel that, this is something that needs to be done to help young filmmakers come through? Because, as I say, Portuguese film doesn't
Yes.
seem very strong at the moment.
In Portugal, the situation is now a bit difficult, so you have to just trying to fight to have some fun from the Institute of Cinema, and this was our weapon to fight against the no's. No, and now you don't have experience. You're a young director, so you decided to make a feature film and to try to do it and try just to say we have a vision. We have 6 visions here. We want to direct. We love cinema. We love direction. So we want to do our films, our shorts, our documentaries. It was just to say we are fighting. We have the courage, the idea. So we want not just the old directors that have some films, some feature films, and go to the major festivals. We want something to say. We have something to say, and we want to say it. This was our first experience, 6 together.
It's really hard to break away from the more. It's hard to break away from the more established directors in Portugal.
And what's been the response, both in the industry in Portugal and the public in Portugal?
The film hasn't premiered yet in Portugal.
But has it got something lined up, or is there
Yes.
still...
Yes.
Okay.
We have a sort of a distribution deal, and probably.
But the industry know about it, and have you felt quite a positive feeling from the Portuguese industry?
Especially from the press. So far the feedback's been really good. They see the film as a sort of new generational something,
It represents the 20 something, 30 people
generation
in
before,
Lisbon.
yeah.
They have something that they don't know what it is, that it's happening inside them. They are together, but they are alone, and you don't know how to deal with this tension, and you don't know how to deal with your future because you don't have future, or you have it, and this all is true in your life, in your personal life, and in love. You can have a family. You don't trust in one person to love each other. I think it's just we try to mirror what's happening in Lisbon and maybe all over the world in the cities around.
Maybe it's typical from this generation to be like emotionally dissatisfied or emotionally detached people from one another, and at least that's what we feel about the Portuguese generation, and that's what we're trying to portray.
I do have one probably very, very stupid question to ask you. That long shot, the one shot of them running along the beach, and it captures, I couldn't help but think there are two big ferry boats go past, and on a remoted beach they see a man holding a woman's body. Did you have anyone phoning the police? It just occurred to me while I was watching it. No?
No, that it's still very far from the place where the Vera falls.
Because
It's real
It's the
long
mental,
place.
Okay, I'm sorry that I said it was a stupid question, and I'll finish with my stupid question, but thank you very
No.
much indeed for coming along.
Okay,
And
thank
that
you for
was-
having our film.
You're welcome. What's New About Love? Thank you.